The 2008 presidential election will go down in history as one of the most important elections. Democrat Barack Obama beat out Republican John McCain, becoming the first African American president in the history of the United States.
In the Democratic primary, Barack Obama beat Hillary Clinton. As seen in this image, in the purple, Barack Obama defeats, in the yellow, Hillary Clinton. In the Republican primary, John McCain beat Mitt Romney and Mike Huckabee. Mike Huckabee with the least amount of votes in blue, Mitt Romney with the second most amount in yellow, and John McCain with the most amount in green.
Now let's meet the winners of the primaries, John McCain and Barack Obama. Barack Hussein Obama was born on August 4th, 1961 in Honolulu, Hawaii. His parents were divorced when he was 2, and he did not have a close relationship with his father. He actually ended up living with his grandparents. He attended Columbia University, where he graduated with a degree in political science. He later went to Harvard Law School. After law school, he moved to Chicago and worked as a civil rights lawyer. His political experience before the election was being an Illinois state senator. He also ran for a spot in the House of Representatives, but sadly he lost. Obama proposed a major health care reform, policies to reshape the economy, increase taxes for top-income earners, combined with tax cuts for low-income earners. On foreign policy and national security, he favored reducing troop levels in Iraq as quickly as possible and placing more emphasis on winning the war in Afghanistan. Barack Obama's vice president was Joe Biden. Obama's campaign theme was the need for change. It meant change in the White House, replacing the failed Bush presidency with a Democratic presidency. For the theme to be effective, Obama had to link McCain to the failures of the Bush administration. The link was based on the fact that McCain was a Republican nominee. And even though McCain was not a part of the Bush White House, McCain would be linked to Bush in the eyes of many voters because he represented the same party.
John McCain was born on August 29, 1936. He spent 22 years in the U.S. Navy before becoming a Republican congressman. He was a senator for Arizona. He grew up on naval bases. His father was a commander in the Pacific during Vietnam War, and his grandfather was the commander of all aircraft carriers during World War II. On October 26, 1967, McCain was on a mission over the Vietnamese capital, Hanoi, in an A-4E Skyhawk. An anti-aircraft missile sliced off the plane's right wing, forcing McCain to eject. With 2 broken arms, a shattered knee, and a broken shoulder, he landed in the lake where the Vietnamese men extracted him. Subsequently, a crowd beat him, stabbed him with a bayonet, and took him into custody. He did not receive care for his wounds for 9 days. McCain was offered an early release after 7 months because of his father's high rank. He denied it, insisting on following the U.S. Prisoner of War Code of Conduct. After 5.5 years as a prisoner of war in Vietnam, McCain and the rest of his men in Hanoi were released on March 17, 1973. He returned to the United States, meeting President Richard Nixon and receiving the Silver Star, Bronze Star, Legion of Merit, Purple Heart, and Distinguished Flying Cross. McCain is a conservative and showed in many ways that he was not afraid to voice his own opinion. In telecommunications legislation, he wanted to install internet connections in schools, cut satellite and cable television costs, and introduce the local telephone competition. He wanted to decrease smoking in the United States by raising taxes and halting tobacco companies' ability to shield themselves from lawsuits. He supported prayer in public schools, the use of lie detector tests, and the reintroduction of certain handgun sales. He voted against the Equal Rights Amendment and against budgeting extra funds for the Clean Air Act.
John McCain's vice president was Sarah Palin.
McCain's campaign emphasized experience, heroism, and patriotic commitment. The McCain campaign worked hard to connect to the average working American. McCain attacked Obama's lack of experience, similarly to Nixon's strategy against John F. Kennedy in 1960.
Barack Obama won the 2008 presidential election with 365 electoral votes and 53% of the popular vote, compared to McCain's 173 electoral votes and 46% of the popular vote. This made Barack Obama the first African American president in the history of the United States.
The theme that is captured most by the 2008 election is identity. Identity is the main theme because Barack Obama was the first African American president in the United States. African Americans have been fighting for their equality for a long time, and for Obama to become the president is a major step forward for African American equality. This is not the only change in American identity from the election. The presidency went from Bush, a Republican, to Obama, a Democrat.
The significance of the 2008 presidential election is the fact that it is the first time an African American has become the President of the United States. African Americans have had some tough times. Whether it is fighting for the right to vote or dealing with Jim Crow laws, they have faced lots of discrimination. And now that an African American has become president, it goes to show that change can be made in the United States.